Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pizza Story podcast. I have a really special guest here. I have Brian from Rose City Pizza. Brian, hi.
Hi, thanks for
Thanks for
having me,
being
Erica.
on. Yeah, thanks for joining today.
Oh, of course, of course.
Awesome. So I really want to get into your story. I love that you guys have on your Instagram that you guys are a 90s themed pizza joint, and I want to talk about that a little bit. But let's start from the beginning, just talking about how did you get into pizza?
How did I get into pizza? Like growing up, pizza was always a special time for me. Like, whether we won or lost a baseball game, like watching the Dodgers, or even playing t-ball. Like I knew pizza would be part of it. Even basketball, I'm a big Lakers fan. Pizza would always be there. I think I joined sports and clubs at school just to get pizza because I knew free pizza would be there. So that's how I got into pizza. Well, that's how I developed my love for pizza, I guess. And then
Yeah.
as a child, right? And then I had an opportunity, right? Because we were into Cold Stone Creameries. We had 3 or 4 franchises, and in the Rosemead Plaza, there was three or four doors down. It was an empty space, and we asked the landlord, like, "Hey, like this would be a great place for a pizzeria." And they're like, "Yeah, do you know how to make pizzas?" And I kind of did and kind of didn't. But at our other location in Walnut, there was a pizzeria there. So I asked the guy, I'm like, "Hey, can you teach me how to make pizzas?" And the guy was like, "Sure, but you need to buy my old equipment, and I'll teach you how to make pizzas. Is that a deal?" And I'm like, "Sure." So we bought his old equipment, we moved it into the garage, and we started the build out. And then like even a month and a half before the build out was complete, I'm like, "Hey, are you going to teach me how to make pizzas?" He's like, "Oh, I have bad news for you. I'm moving to Montana and I can't teach you how to make pizzas." And so we were like, "Whoa, like, what am I going to do?" So in desperation, we heard about the Pizza Expo in Las Vegas. And I was like, "Hey, maybe I can talk to some people. Maybe I can get some ideas." This is back in 2009.
Hmm.
It's way bigger now, I guess, the Pizza Expo. But we ran into Tony Gemignani. So Tony was starting his pizza school, and he's like, "Hey, you could be one of my first students, and I'll give you a good foundation." But the class is only, I think, only about 5 days, and at the end, I wasn't getting the dough stretching right, kind of. And he's like, "You're gonna need more practice."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh." He's like, "I'll tell you what, I'm friends with this guy, Bruno DeFabio, John Christina. They're over at Amore Pizzeria in Scarsdale, New York. Why don't you go and help them out, and you'll get the experience." So I went to New York. I stayed there and just learned from them, right?
Hmm.
Just doing the actual work, getting the practice in, making the dough. It was a great experience, and I came back feeling more well prepared to open the pizzeria. But most of all, I had the support of Tony. Like, I would text him, email him, Bruno, John. They would all help me out because like I was freaked out. Like I would walk in, the dough was like looked like a blob coming out from like the dough trays. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" They're like, "You didn't cool it properly. You didn't cross stack it. Maybe you put too much yeast." They helped me troubleshoot that stuff. But it was quite a journey just to get the place started. So yeah, here I am, like almost 16 years later.
Wow, 16 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, we started during the recession. It was a crazy time. People didn't have a lot of money to spend, and they're all like, "Well, what's the difference between your pizza and the Little Caesars pizza?" To them, pizza was pizza, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and there was a big movement for, like, everyone's doing wood fired back then. It was like Italian guys just, doing their thing. And I'm like an Asian guy. They're like, "How authentic can your pizza be?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I need to think outside the box."
Yeah.
So that's when I started doing fusion pizzas. I grew up in the SGV, and I grew up with Mexican food, and I love Mexican food.
Hmm.
So my love for Mexican food came out in my pizzas, and I fused them together, and then people were mind blown. They're all like, "Whoa, like an al pastor taco pizza, a birria pizza that I can dip in the consomme. I grew up with the elote man, and now it's on a pizza." So people came from all over. We became viral. I mean, it was like, whoa, like a tidal wave of business. But that spark that going viral, it only lasts for like maybe about 3 months max.
Yeah,
And it kind of fizzles, and you never see these customers again because they're traveling like an hour and a half. So then I started thinking like, this isn't sustainable. This isn't like these people aren't going to be my like weekly,
you're
maybe twice a
regulars.
week customers. I need to be part of the community more and develop my relationship with the community. Hosting more fundraisers, helping out. So that's what we've been mainly focused on, is growing our roots in the community where people grow up eating our pizza, where kids grow up eating our pizza, and they bring their kids, and then it's a whole generational thing. It becomes a Friday night tradition, right?
Yeah.
For big games, pick up Rose City Pizza. So that's what we've been working.
That's so cool, like, that's exactly what my family's pizzeria is. It's like that was the hangout spot, that was the
Yes,
spot that everyone went after games when there's, like, something like an activity or an event in the town. People come into the pizzeria, and it's like the hometown staple, and you're so right too about just the going viral, because we had the same situation, like, our stuff went viral, and we definitely have people that are like, I saw it on TikTok or I saw it on Instagram, and they come in, but, like, really where our heart has been is our local community.
right. So yeah, so that's where I am. And to be honest, this pizzeria, Rose City Pizza, wouldn't have been possible or even exist if it wasn't my dad's idea. He's the entrepreneur.
Yeah,
He came from Thailand, and he came to America for opportunity to start his own business. So he was in the gas station business. He got us into the cold stone creamery business. He always was always looking around for an opportunity. So in Rosemead, he saw the opportunity. He was actually retired, but like some people, and I think I'd be the same. Like, you can't just stay retired, right? You got to keep going somehow. So he's like, I'm gonna go into business with Brian, and but unfortunately, 6 years in, he passed, and Mom and I kept Rose City. Decided to keep Rose City Pizza going, just to preserve his legacy and his memory.
yeah,
He loved inviting people over and cooking for them. I'm not so much at home, so it's like this is my home where I invite people and I cook for them.
yeah.
I mean, that's how we show our love and our hospitality, and I keep that going here.
Yeah, that's the same with my family. We have such a similar story and history. My grandfather, he came over from Italy, was a coal miner, got pulled out of school at 11 years old, and was always looking for opportunities, wanted to open the pizzeria. He opened it. He passed away. My father took it over, but my father's very productive. He was retired. He came out of retirement. He runs that. And there's something to be said about just like that, old school work ethic.
Yeah, yeah. The old school work ethic is, especially for small business, like the whole family is in it. Everybody has multiple jobs, wears multiple hats. The person who rings you up is probably going to make your pizza and then bring it out to your table.
Yeah, it's the beauty of a family business.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is a charm in that. There is a lot of care, love, and attention in that. That's what we strive for, where we get to know our customers. You're just not another paying person. You're like, hey Bill, how was your baseball game, or how did your kid do at that on the track meet, that kind of thing. And they're like, whoa, he remembered me. That's what a lot of these towns, like big franchises, are taking over, and it's really missing the small, like mom and pop charm. And so we try to keep that alive.
Yeah, and I think too, pizza itself has gone through an evolution. Like, we had a lot of at one time, Italian immigrants coming over and we had pizzerias opening. And then I think we went through like the chain phase where you had like the Pizza Hut and the Domino's. And I feel like that almost died out a bit. Now you have this artisan hybrid, like all these different people from different cultures making pizza. And that's the thing I love about pizza is that I get to see and talk to all different people from all different walks of life who are really creating these like beautiful things with pizza.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's exciting. It's everybody brings their talents, their skill set into making pizza, and it's amazing time for pizza. Like, I love going to the Pizza Expo, and people are just creating new and different mind-blowing things, and it's so exciting. It's never the same. It's never the
Yeah.
same. Someone's always coming up with something new and exciting, and you're like, hey, maybe I can try to make that too, or how do they do that? You know, you try to crack the code. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Totally. Now, for Rose City Pizza, did you guys have a special reason for calling it that, or is there a meaning for with the
Oh,
name?
yeah, that's a great question. So we started in Rosemead, and we were originally going to be called Rosemead Pizza Company. But it turns out that the pizza companies in the nearby city, they were owned by a family. So we didn't want to be associated with another kind of company. So
Yeah.
last minute we changed it to Rose City Pizza. And we recently closed the Rosemead location in last year, and now we're in Covina. So like, how does Rose City Pizza you're in Covina now. But the irony of it is we took over an old flower shop. And a lot of this flower shop has been here since like the 1940s. And uh, people always remember picking up flowers here. So it kind of goes, right?
Yeah, it goes perfectly. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah.
It's a really cool history. So, as far as I see you're wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hat,
But yeah.
let's talk about it.
So yeah, like as a kid, right? I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's part of
Yeah.
what got me into pizzas too. I think back then I had a different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hat that I wore all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like as a kid, like if I ate the pizza, I would get all buff like them and get their ninja skills and stuff. So I felt like just like Popeye and spinach, right?
Yeah.
Well, I felt the same with pizza. So, like, I get to revisit that nostalgia here. I kind of decorated the place where it has murals of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It has paintings of them.
Mhm.
It's if this place was to be my man cave, this is how it would look like. It has arcades. It has a nod to Back to the Future, one of my favorite like movies growing up.
Yeah.
It also has like like traditional tattoo art. I love art. I love tattoo.
Mhm.
Yeah, you kind of get a glimpse into like what I'm into and the 90s as well. You're stepping into the 90s when you walk in here.
Mhm.
I get excited when I see something and I tell my kids about it because I was like, this is what dad used to, play. These are the action figures I used to play with. This is what I was into. This is the cartoon. The Ninja Turtles now are not the real Ninja Turtles. These are the Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Try to tell them about ET, but they're kind of like,
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that is the thing that's really special about, like, the family-owned pizzeria. When you walk in there, you're really stepping into the person's world.
yes, yes. And I love sharing my world with everybody that walks in.
Yeah, yeah, and there is a certain nostalgia about it where you walk in and it's not just the food, it's the place, and it's just the whole vibe of, like, walking in, seeing everything on the wall and that sort of, like, a familiar place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. So let's get into your menu. I wanna hear about some of the food that you serve and, your best sellers and all that kinda stuff.
Okay, so here in Covina, I feel like people are moving more towards like the nostalgia, right? Like, so I grew up eating Shakey's and Round Table,
Mhm.
and people like that. To me, the most nostalgic pizza is probably pepperoni, right?
Yeah.
It's been around forever. So I try to get our pepperoni pizza kind of to have that feeling, taste, and vibe of like a round table pizza or a Shakey's pizza where the pepperonis are nice and crisp. The,
Mm.
the cheese has a nice golden brown. There's a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
That being said, yeah, pepperoni pizzas is our most popular pizza, but we have a kind of a variation of that, and that's called the kickflip. We're right next to the skate park. It's pretty cool. So we have a bunch of skaters coming in, and it's a big skate culture. So they see kickflip on the menu. They're like, "Whoa, what's that?" And that is like our pepperoni pizza, but it gets whipped ricotta, and we have a house chili oil that we put on top,
Mm.
and it gets finished with some Parmigiano Reggiano.
Wow.
And yeah, it's an upgraded pepperoni pizza and people love it. So we sell a lot of that too. With any of our pizzas, you could get the New York style, the Detroit style, or a tavern style. So we offer three different styles,
Mhm.
and people love that.
Yeah, that's incredible. I love that you guys do that. I guarantee you if we showed up there, my husband would be getting the kickflip.
Oh,
I'd
it's a
probably
must. It's a must.
Yes, it sounds so good. I probably would do the New York style cheese because that's my normal order.
Oh yeah, I love the cheese and I love our margarita. It's so simple, but the flavors really come out, and you
Mhm.
can just taste everything, and every component. You can appreciate every component on that pizza.
Now, if you're coming into your pizza place on just any given day, what are you gonna eat?
What am I gonna eat? That's crazy because working in a restaurant, you see things and you just pick it up and eat it. but but
Whatever's on the board.
right. But my go-to would probably be like a margarita,
Yeah.
or even a cheese pizza. Number one, I love those pizzas, but number two, I'm also quality testing those pizzas too, right? Like checking to see if the dough is properly approved, fermented, or it was just a 3-day ferment. I'm thinking that way too, but I'm also feeding myself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and I know that you mentioned Tony Gemignani, and it's funny, I've had so many people on my podcast who have mentioned him, and he's helped so many people in the pizza community. Can you tell me a little bit about that and also other people in the pizza community who have inspired you?
Yeah, Tony G, definitely. I know he knows a lot of people, but guess what? Every question, if I like email him, he'll get back to me. Yeah, he will get back to you. No matter how big he is, he'll get back to you. And I think it's all because he's trying to like, respect the craft, right? Like he's trying to promote us, the independent guy, trying to elevate us and pass on that knowledge. Nowadays, there's like Instagram, YouTube. There's a lot of like people that know in the pizza industry that are sharing their knowledge. So you can pick up that knowledge and pick and choose what you want. And I think it's easier nowadays to make a great pizza than it was before. It was kind of weird. Like people would like kind of hold back or like not really tell you some things because they want it to be the best. But now everyone's trying to share, and I love the community. I love making more pizza friends. I mean, you interviewed Pizza Buddha Al.
Yeah.
He's quite a character, and he came over 3 times to like help me with consolidating to one shop.
Mhm.
He helped. We have automation now. I'm in our dough room. We have a dough divider. We have a water meter that just measures out the correct amount of water to our dough, so that
Wow.
gives great consistency. We have a dough roll rounder. So now we just have one prep guy here, and he's surrounded by all this automation, and it makes it easier for him. It makes it more efficient, and he's a lot quicker. Al also helped us in the front. We have 3 edge conveyor ovens. We are pretty much a pizza factory. We were able
Wow.
to lower our prices 20%. So now we're pumping pizzas, we're humming, and we're able to like take all that volume. We can handle it. It's he's very helpful. So if you're looking for help in that, I suggest hitting him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot of people that I message on Instagram like, how do you do this? And no one's holding back. Everyone's giving you great advice. They want to help you. For me, I get excited when someone like asks me like, hey, they have a question. I want to help them to the best I can too. Um, yeah. So I love the community. I love making pizza friends, and I suggest everyone make more pizza friends and network.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, from day one, it's like everyone I've talked to, it's this whole community of people that help each other, and I've had so many pizzerias who have messaged me and been like, "I love your podcast. I listen to every episode," and it makes me so happy that they like it and that just to be part of the community.
Yeah. I mean, you're giving us a voice.
Yeah.
And maybe someone who hasn't heard about Rose City Pizza and they're listening to your podcast, they're like, "Hey, I want to learn more about what Brian is doing." And they can feel free to, message me or get a hold of me. But you are giving us a voice, and you are like exposing us to how other people are running their business, and it might be a better way than us, or it might open our eyes to ways to improve. And that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love talking to each and every single person. Makes my whole day. I told my
I love
husband
listening to your podcast. Yes.
thank you. It makes me really like people again, just a really cool group of people.
Yeah.
So, what has pizza meant for your family?
So pizza has brought us together. And when I moved out, I didn't see mom and dad that often. But
Yeah,
now we're in business, right? So I have to see them more often, and our it kind of pulls us together, and I get to work with them in that capacity as well. And for me, it's made our bond stronger.
yeah,
I love going with mom to the Pizza Expo every year. next month. We're going to take a Scott's Pizza tour to New York. So
Love
we're
it.
really excited about that. Now we want to see the pizza makers in New York. We've been meeting them at the expo, but we want to, we want to go and visit them at their shops and
Yeah.
see how it's actually done, right? Because the last time I went to New York was like 16 years ago, and I pretty much worked. They were like, "Hey, Brian, come back when you made it, but you're here to learn, you're here to work, you're here to get that experience." Um, yeah, so I'm so excited to come back, to go back, and I'm especially with my mom, and the whole family's involved. My wife's ultra supportive, my sister, everybody, they're so supportive of this pizzeria, because I feel like it represents, our family, the perseverance, the persistence, and it's a wonderful thing, and I'm ultra blessed and grateful to have this opportunity to run Rose City Pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, and I've had a very similar experience. It's something that has really brought my family together. I'm very close with my dad, very close with both my parents, but it's like we have this kind of game playing together to get the pizzeria and keep it going, and also is there's such an understanding of really what it's taken and, like, the challenges and the perseverance and having that support in the times when things aren't so easy. Because a lot of people will see, like, you guys are so successful and you've been there for 16 years, but they may not see what the family sees, which is the internal struggle of really making that success.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't really talk about that, but it's working through those things. I feel like makes your relationship stronger, right? Just like marriage, right? Just
Yeah.
working through things, right? Or even working through things with the staff or the crew, like getting their input, and not always imposing your way, but kind of here. You have two ears and a mouth, right? So you should listen more and talk less.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I remind myself of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you tell me a little bit about what you see for the future of Rose City Pizza?
So, what I see in the future is I'm working on a mobile concept. There's
Mhm.
actually a Italian wood fired oven in the back of my Toyota pickup truck that kind of rolls out from the bed. The oven cracked, so I'm trying to repair it. But whenever I fire it, it still cracks. But I'll eventually figure it out. But that's the future. Is I want to do mobile catering. So I want to have one unit, but I want to, go out there and serve the people, at events. And I think it'd be so much fun and a great opportunity to get people to know about us too.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. That's awesome. I love it. All right, good. So if someone is trying to reach you guys, how do they find you?
I feel like the best way is, well, they could email me at rosecitypizza@gmail.com, or the best way is on Instagram. Just direct message me, Rose City Pizza. I'll get all the direct messages and I'll answer back.
Awesome. So guys, at Rose City Pizza, go on Instagram, follow them. Brian's got a ton of amazing content. His pizza looks absolutely next level delicious. And I love that your page, you have like tons of pizza, you have some 90s nostalgia on here, but also it's really cool because I really like that you're collaborating and telling your story, and like I really like how you're doing your social media.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying, I'd rather be making pizza, but I gotta kind of get myself on social media and kind of cultivate that area of the business as well.
Absolutely. The one thing we've been talking a lot about is that you're as a pizzeria owner, you're not just a pizzeria owner, you're doing social media, you're running the business. Like there is so much that goes into it besides just the making of the pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, making the pizza is the easy part. All the rest is the the rest of it's kind of a lot more difficult.
Absolutely. Brian, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I loved hearing your story. Love your place. You're on my list when I go on my, United States pizza tour here coming up soon.
Yes, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome. And thank you so much for having me and the opportunity to share my story. Thank you.
sure. Anytime. Thanks.